the taboo that was anime all those years
Oh,
back.
Zuko here. But I guess
The
you
kids
probably
running
already
down the
know,
halls with the
sort of.
Naruto headbands with their arms behind their backs. The weird kids, the ones who would smell, were socially awkward, edgy. The definition of social suicide. That was liking anime. That was being an anime fan. The thing that got you bullied. That was what it was to be an anime fan all those years. And yet, look at where we are now. Now we have people like Meg the Stallion, Little Uzi Vert, Travis Scott, who cosplay as anime characters, rap about anime in their songs. You've got celebrities like Michael B. Jordan who have anime clothing lines. You've got NFL and NBA players wearing customized Dragon Ball and Naruto cleats. Even the NBA doing anime inspired themes for their playoff intros. And now we have a $30 million box office film in 2019, a balloon at the Thanksgiving Day Parade in 2018, and now anime has become a huge staple in our pop culture. And in these recent years, many have asked me, "Hey Rich, I'm thinking about getting into anime, but I don't know where to start." See, I think when it comes to pointing someone in the direction of anime, the key is to find out what you like outside of anime. Are you into Game of Thrones? Are you a DC Marvel person? Are you into stuff like Shameless or CIS or The Bachelor? So I, anime, like the stuff that I brought up, has many different genres as well. There's battle action series like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, but you also have slice of life. You have isekai. You have seinen, shoujo, and so many other categories, which I'll get into specifically. But, I thought that it was about time I put out a video to help newcomers like some of yourselves who might be watching this video who want to get into anime but don't know where to start. I've always been heavily invested in the industry, the same way I always have been with sports, where, I like to know everything about it. And so I did a lot of research for this video. But in this edition of Rich and Facts, I'm going to present to you a top 10 anime for newbies like yourself who are just starting out on your anime journey. So without further ado, here is the Rich and Facts top 10 anime for newbies. By the way, every single anime that I'm going to recommend is able to be streamed in English as well as in Japanese. So without further ado, number 10, Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is fun, energetic, and crazy. See, the story takes place in a futuristic society where most of mankind is living underground in small isolated colonies, fearful every day of earthquakes. Three main characters, the shy and timid Simone, the hot-blooded Kamina, and the all-reliable gun girl Yoko, one day get into trouble when a Gundam falls through the sky during a massive earthquake. Now the three of them are able to band together because they end up finding a Gundam somehow that was buried underground, and through that Gundam they're able to fight their way back to the surface. The only problem is there's an organization that lives above that doesn't want mankind to live above the surface, and they will do anything in their power to make sure mankind stays in the depths, where they feel like they should belong. The series is fun, and it's very heartwarming to see how mankind comes together to survive, and the great character development of Simon himself, going from a shy and timid child to a full-grown adult who can lead an army. Number 9, Tora, Dora. Who doesn't love a great high school romance story? See, Tora Dora is a story about two socially awkward teens, the abrasive and short-tempered Taiga Aisaka and the quiet and laid-back Ryuji Tasaka, and their pursuit to confess their feelings to their crushes. See, a misplaced love letter between the two forces them into a pact where they each decide to be a wingman for the other in order to get together with their crushes. Now, if that wasn't enough drama in and of itself, the story ticks up to 11 when popular teen model Amy Kawashima transfers to their school. Now, Amy appears to be a kind, clutch airhead, but Ryuji and Aisaka find out early on that it's all just an act, and Amy will use her looks and charismatic personality to manipulate and destroy Takasu and Aisaka's high school life at all costs. So if you like teen drama, this is a slice of life rom-com that is a must watch for you. Number 8, Berserk. Berserk is dark, man. Berserk is a seinen manga slash anime, which means it's made for an adult audience. So blood, gore, sexual violence, and more. It's all rooted in more realistic plot lines, etc. Now, Berserk takes place in a medieval Europe-like dark fantasy world, and the story revolves around two characters. The first of which is the lone mercenary named Guts, who as a child witnessed the murder of his mother and a people all at the same time being hung by trees. The man was raised poor and abused. Now over the years he grew to be a very powerful warrior, but then one day he ran into a crew called the Band of the Hawk, and their cool, calm, and charismatic leader is also the second main character, Griffith. Now after Griffith defeats Guts on one-on-one combat, he forces Guts to join his ranks. As the two team up, they bond as friends and they start to really develop a closer relationship. Then one day they get into a battle and lose to a demon. Now the apparition spares them, but he warns Gus that if he spends any much time with Griffith, that death will be in his future. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, definitely put this one in your watch list. Number 7, Haikyuu. Now I know what you're thinking. Rich, why the hell would I watch an anime about sports when I can just watch the real thing? And my answer is, I used to feel the same way until I watched Haikyuu. See, it's not the sport that makes Haikyuu what it is, it's the narrative around the sport. Haikyuu is a shonen series, so it has themes of self-improvement, hard work, teamwork, persistence, just like in real sports, and it mixes that very, very well. Now the story revolves around two kids, Shoyo Hinata, an undersized kid with crazy athletic ability who dreams of becoming the team's ace and winning a high school championship, and his rival, the second main character, Tobio Kageyama, an innately talented center, but struggles with communication and learning how to be a leader, and that's really important for his position. Now the two end up meeting each other through a pickup game, and Hinata loses, but he swears to defeat Kageyama again. The funny thing is they both end up on the same team, and now they have to find a way to work together to be the best they can be to win a school championship. Amazing supporting cast, great antagonists. I've never been more on edge watching an anime than I have with Haikyuu. Definitely put that on the watch list. Number 6, Sword Art Online. If you're into World of Warcraft, League of Legends, those MMO games, this is the one for you. See, Sword Art Online is an isekai, and isekai is a genre which means transported to another world. So in this scenario, Sword Art Online takes place in the year 2022, where a massive virtual reality game called Sword Art Online has just been released. Now, main character Kirito, along with many other gamers, millions of them one day find out they're unable to log out of their game. Turns out the creator of the game trapped them in, and they'll have to defeat the game, something that has never been done even by the beta testers, in order to survive. If they die in the video game, they die in real life. And if anyone on the outside tries to take off their virtual reality headset, the device will explode, turning their brain into mush. So, the isekai genre typically revolves around average Joes like you and myself who get transported from the real world to a fantasy world or a video game. Number 5, One Punch Man. One Punch Man is a funny one because it's a shonen, but it also has its gags. So the main character, Saitama, is a hero for fun. He's literally called the One Punch Man because he's so strong that he takes out every villain with basically one punch. Now, you might think this would be a boring kind of show if the main character is just so overpowered, but the story does a great job of implementing its side characters who are some are strong, not so strong, really get a chance to develop, take the spotlight, and learn how to be heroes, while also having very powerful and villains that get plenty of time to be fleshed out, where the story really makes you think that there just might be no hope, even for the One Punch Man, and then bang, Saitama shows up. The politics that come in play with the hero society and the structure of how it's built also makes the story very fun as well. Number 4, Death Note. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, this is the anime to start with. Main character Light Yagami is a normal high school student who one day finds a notebook on the ground after school. Titled Death Note, Light soon realizes that the book can take the life of anybody as long as he has a name and a face when writing their names in it. Light quickly develops a god complex and starts killing off criminals one by one until it becomes national attention. Then one day, a planned live broadcast by the authorities tricks Light into taking a life on camera, which reveals the region in which he's in. Set up by Super Detective L. L vows on national television to catch Light and to bring him to justice at all costs. And then, this story becomes a heart-pounding thriller of a chess match between two of the greatest minds in anime history, the anti-hero genius Light. Number 3, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood takes place in a country called Amestria, a pre-World War II-like fictional area. Now, the two main characters, brothers Edward Elric and younger brother Alphonse Elric, embark on a quest to find a way to turn their bodies back to normal after a failed attempt at alchemy to bring their mother back from death left them near for dead, with Edward losing his right arm and left leg, and Alphonse losing his entire body and coming back in a suit of armor. See, the two brothers join a military organization which helps them give them access to research in order to find an object called the Philosopher's Stone. A stone that's been said to have great power, which the brothers hope can turn their bodies back to normal. The only problem is, there are dark forces out there who also seek the Philosopher's Stone and plan to use it for very dark and evil intentions. The story hits on the dichotomy of science and religion as both become very prevalent in this series. What is the value of a human life? And what is the truth of the world? In Full Metal Alchemist, the law of equivalent exchange is, in order to gain one thing, something of equal value must be sacrificed. Number 2, My Hero Academia. In a world where 80% of the population has some form of a quirk, Izuku Midoriya has none. Timid, shy, and bullied growing up, Midoriya dreams of becoming the world's greatest hero, just like his childhood hero, All Might. Midoriya is told at a young age by a doctor that his time to develop a quirk has long since passed, and because of that will never be able to become a pro hero like his idol. This breaks him, and then years later, all the bullying and naysayers, as they are finally able to really get to him and he's totally about to give up on his dreams, an unlikely chance encounter will change his life forever. My Hero Academia is a heartwarming, character-driven, zero-to-hero underdog story that has now become the golden child in a modern-day watch for any fans of anime. If you're a DC or Marvel type of guy, this is definitely going on your watch list. This is the story of how Izuku Midoriya became the world's greatest hero. Before I go ahead and announce number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Fate Zero, Hunter x Hunter, Code Geass, Kaguya-sama, Love is War. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. And now, number 1, Attack on Titan. The anime of the generation. Attack on Titan is the Game of Thrones, Walking Dead equivalent, plus everything that makes the narrative of shonen storytelling so special. It's currently sitting at over 100 million copies. This series has become a cultural phenomenon. Humanity has been living inside the wall, safe from the Titans for 100 years. But all of that is about to change. Plot twist after plot twist, epic moment after epic moment. Don't get too attached to any character. Attack on Titan is a dark horror series that will have you on the edge of your seat with each episode. This is the anime that started to make people realize that this stuff just isn't for kids. It needs to go on your watch list. It is amazing. Now, if you found value in this video, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, as my next video will be a top 10 anime for classics. Rich and Facts, out.